BlackRock is buying a scary amount of shares of companies that are already invested in Bitcoin, and that is showing us something really significant that we have to talk about today. And also price-wise, this will have a ripple effect across the board, and I will show you what I believe where this is going to lead in the short term and also in the mid to the long term. And of course, we will dive into the charts today. So if you think that is interesting, then definitely make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let's directly get into it. So I will, without any further ado, directly dive into the BlackRock stuff. So BlackRock here over the weekend has proven to have at least over 12,000 Bitcoins, but that is not actually the interesting part, that they are holding 12,000 Bitcoins, because in the big picture compared to other companies, it's not that much. They're holding like 9% of what MicroStrategy has or something like that. So it's not that crazy. So what is more crazy is that BlackRock has stakes in companies like MicroStrategy. And here in this article, it's actually said, so yeah, there you see BlackRock holds 8.1% of the total holdings, Bitcoin holdings of MicroStrategy. So, but they're holding quite a significant stake in shares. So here, BlackRock reported that it held 6.7 million shares of MicroStrategy, and that gives them 15% of the stake in the company. 15% is quite significant in such a huge company like MicroStrategy. So that means BlackRock has a significant saying what's happening in the board of MicroStrategy. That can potentially be buy more Bitcoin, let's sell a little bit, let's loan again more money to buy more Bitcoin. So all these kind of things, they have potentially quite a big share of saying what's going to happen here. So, and then you see that here other people are involved. So that's now specifically to MicroStrategy. So here's also Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, and ARK Invest there in there. But you will find here in that article that here even other companies are mentioned, that BlackRock has recently invested and is keep investing in companies that have already bought Bitcoin. So, but here comes really something really important. So here you can see also Square, Tesla, PayPal. These are companies that have already invested in Bitcoin. BlackRock has also stakes in these companies. You can look it up. So here comes now the really interesting part. So BlackRock has filed for a Bitcoin ETF, for a spot ETF. Everybody knows BlackRock needs Bitcoin to back the spot ETF, and there comes the 12,000 Bitcoins into play that they have now already acquired. So, and you can believe me, one thing, they are keep buying because the institutional demand that will come into the markets will be obscene once the spot ETF will be approved. So, and of course, when we are looking then at the institutions that are having right now already Bitcoin, so we see here they are holding roughly 9.23%. As of 2 weeks ago, 65 entities in the world are holding right now through institutional instruments Bitcoin. So, and I can tell you one thing, if that number goes like to 10, 12, 15%, we're going to see a massive move in Bitcoin, because that has a directly effect on the supply. And I don't have to explain you how supply and demand works. The less the supply, the bigger the demand. So the price has to go up to make it interesting and lucrative to people to sell, to create a new available supply for the market. So, and that's why we have definitely to watch also this number here. The higher it goes, the better for the Bitcoin price in the short, mid to long term. So, and then when I was again interested to see on the updated version how asset managers are behaving right now in terms of Bitcoin. So remember I told you, I think in in 3 days ago, the video, or 4 days ago, that asset managers were closing all their short positions. So, and that data was backed by the date of the 15th of August. So now we have a new report that came out almost a week ago. So, or it's data from almost a week ago. So now we see in asset managers, they are ramping up a little bit into shorts and have decreased their long positions compared to the week before. But here comes the thing. So my friends that have deep connections to asset managers, they told me that they are just starting slowly to hedge their positions a little bit. So that means they want to have kind of like a insurance if the market is turning around one more time to the downside, that they're covering their losses on the long. So that's why they're getting a little bit of short exposure, but overall everybody is still long here and not short. So, and that is the important takeaway from here, that asset managers are more long than short and expecting further upside. So of course they're not heavily over leveraged with like 30x or something like that. They trade with 2-3x, and that is most of the time long-term positions that they are holding. So that is something also that you have to understand here. So now when we are moving into the charts, the DXY is behaving as I was suspecting it. Remember I said I would like to have this candle here be like a doji, and then today on Monday I would like to see the DXY going down. And that is exactly what's happening right now. So we are getting potentially a shooting star here. Of course, we have to move quite a bit lower to complete that pattern by today. Yeah, we have to see if this is actually going to happen. But I like that we are starting out here in red, where we actually can potentially see that. So when we are going now to the Bitcoin heat map, the Bitcoin price has actually slightly bounced. It was already at 25,200 today. So, and you can see here around the $26,000 area here on the heat map, there's a lot of, yellow, so bright color on the heat map. And that means there's a lot of buying support. A lot of bits are down here where people are stepping in and buying basically the dip, as soon as the dip is occurring. And when it comes to resistance, the resistance has now moved down a little bit to $27,700. That is also something that we have to keep watching. And also at $28,000, there has built up a selling wall before we can reach here 30K. But yeah, that's a little bit far-fetched right now to believe that we go to 30K anytime soon here. But yeah, that's why there are now significant sell orders at $27,700 to like $28,000. So when we're moving then here into the Bitcoin chart, on that 12-hourly chart, nothing has really changed. We are still bouncing off that little support here and bouncing up and down between that resistance of that liquidity zone and in basically the underlying support that we are having for now. So what I would like to see is a clear break to the upside out of that zone, creating support above that, and then we can chop sideways up, in my opinion. I would not really care, but I want to leave that zone here quite soon, because if we don't, then we are risking actually to test lower areas here in that box and potentially losing that box to the downside, because historically September is around the corner, and September has always proven to be overall to be a really bad month for a Bitcoin, and that's why I would like to see a different outcome this time, and for that we have to break above $26,300 approximately. So when we're going then here to the 1-hourly chart, so we see here exactly what I just meant. We see a small pump here to the upside right now, but we are running here already into this resistance area that also comes here from that liquidity zone that goes from 26,270 to 26,350 approximately. And only if we break that, we can get another attempt to move in direction of potentially $27,000. But if we are just keep ranging here, nothing is going to happen, and it will be, we're gonna still have a really, really boring time here around with Bitcoin just ranging here in these price zones. But nonetheless, when we are moving here to the 4-hourly chart, here's something that might give us a little bit excitement, and that is that we have a bullish divergence here on the 4-hourly chart with the price action creating lower lows, but the RSI creating higher lows. So that is a bullish divergence. So if this bullish divergence would be playing out, then we have to break above $26,400 approximately. And at that point, I could imagine that we go in direction of $28,000 here, up here. That would be my target if that bullish divergence is playing out to the upside. So that is the next imminent trade that I'm watching. If you want to get into that trade, wait for a break of at least 26,280 with price action closing a 30 minutes to 1 hourly candle above that. Then you can enter, and then you can trade this here to the upside and put your stop loss just slightly under this downwards sloping support line at like 20. I would put it like at $25,600 ish. $25,700 is enough in my opinion. There I would set my stop loss. So so if you would trade this from here, so there's almost a 6% trade to the upside with so there's a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. That's absolutely fine. If you trade this with 20x, you make 120% against a 40% stop loss. So that's absolutely fine. That is a trade that I might take myself if I will be at the computer and be able to actually catch that trade. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade on leverage, do it on BYBIT. The link is in the description below or in the pinned comment below. You still get a sign-up bonus if you use the link, so definitely make sure that you're taking advantage of that. When we're looking here, again, on the 1 hourly chart, we still have that symmetrical triangle or bear flag or whatever you want to call that. We are now testing resistance of that. And like I said, I want to see a break above that. If we get a break, then the technical target on that pattern would be $27,800, so pretty close to 28, what I said earlier. And that's basically, the most likely scenario that we can trade here, where we just have to wait for a break to either here to the upside or still with the potential to go here to the downside. So now you have to understand, if that breaks to the upside, then also the bullish divergence will be a self-fulfilling prophecy because that is in confluence and in alignment with what we are seeing on the 4-hourly chart. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll see you then again tomorrow.